Working with Compassion International has helped Graystone Church reach our mission of knowing God and making God known. The purpose of Compassion is to release children from poverty in the name of Jesus. Compassion accomplishes this through connecting with churches in the U.S. and churches in poverty-stricken communities around the world. 8 years ago, we hosted a Compassion Sunday at Graystone Church, and we gave our members the opportunity to sponsor children living in poverty, and we partnered with a church in Juticalpa, Honduras. Over the last 8 years, we have sponsored over 1,100 children. As you can imagine, we've been able to impact those kids and their families in the name of Jesus. But what we didn't realize is how we would impact our families at Graystone Church. As some of you know, when you go on a mission trip to a foreign country, the trip ends up impacting you as much or more than those in the foreign country. This is what we've experienced with Compassion. Our families are living on mission because they are participating in the Great Commission and seeing lives change for all eternity. If you and your church would like to partner with Compassion International, I highly recommend hosting a Compassion Sunday at your church. To find out more about hosting a Compassion Sunday, go to compassion.com/familygoals. Again, you can find out more information at compassion.com/familygoals. Welcome to another episode of the Family Goals Podcast with David Pollack and Pastor Jay. Today we're talking about a super hot topic.
Talking about gambling and just some biblical views of gambling and just maybe some things to think about when you think about what it is and what it means.
Are we rolling?
We are rolling.
We're rolling.
Baby.
So
rolling,
this is
rolling,
Family Goals After Dark.
After dark, man. We don't do it at night. We're letting the audience in on this. We usually do it during the morning.
We're usually
time.
like first thing in the morning. But...
Okay, so it's officially 8:23 at night. Are you like what time do you go to bed? 10? 9?
I'm usually getting horizontal about 10. Yeah, for sure.
Why couldn't you just say going to bed? Why do you have to make it dirty and say getting horizontal? Like,
well, I'm not going to sleep at 10, but Jennifer can't go to sleep unless I'm in the bed with her.
I've heard that before
and so,
by people.
So I have to get in the bed with her. We typically watch TV, and then she'll fall asleep, and then
Can you get back up?
I can get back. Once she's asleep, I can do whatever I want to do.
That's very strange.
But yeah, she has to have me in the bed, and if I fall asleep before her, she can't go to sleep, so she'll wake me up so that she can go to sleep.
All right. Jennifer, you gotta chill out, bro. Like you gotta fix that, Jennifer. Like, you're gonna wake my man up while he's sleeping?
Yeah, exactly.
That's
exactly.
We need to talk about that.
Yeah, both
Jennifer.
of I was sleeping really hard in my chair after Sunday. You know, Sunday afternoon I come home, turn on the football, and I just go to sleep in my chair.
Yeah, baby.
And Jesse comes in and just wakes me up. Hey, are you asleep? Well, I was.
But yeah, you just said, are you asleep? That's a funny question. Are you asleep?
Are you asleep?
No.
Well, I was. So listen, we got to get to the bottom. Before we get, I got so much to get to. I've got so much to get to.
You got so many notes?
Oh man, I've got pages of notes.
You know, me too. Look at this.
I've got pages of notes. The first thing is, I mentioned at church that you don't shower, use soap, shampoo, deodorant, and it's really bothering people. It's like really upsetting people.
What do you mean?
What do you mean? What do you mean?
Why is it really upsetting people?
People want to know, well, how do you get clean? Why are you not showering? What's the situation with you and Lindsay? Like,
there's no situation.
You're crawling in bed with her and without showering. Like,
correct.
These are people are really concerned about this.
Okay, so here's the thing. Like, I don't want soap on my body. Because I don't want any chemicals or anything on my skin if I can help it. Like, so why would I put that stuff on my skin? And here's the thing, you don't stink as much once you get like through I think we're all like, our bodies get accustomed to deodorant. So you just stink and you cover it up. Like, I think when you stop using deodorant, I think your body gets accustomed to it. I really do.
Yeah, I mean, you really don't smell like that I know of. Not that I'm that
not
close.
out of my armpits.
I mean, I'm not like,
now you can smell me the other direction, but
I'm not getting up. Oh,
yes, that's a different conversation.
Let's not even have that conversation.
You know, okay, so Leah Pollack will never give me a compliment, ever. That won't happen. So Lindsay told me when we were doing our show down here in the basement, they put it on the TV upstairs a lot of times, and Leah was like, why is his skin so good? That's what literally she said. Now, she won't say that to me. So Lindsay, she said it to Lindsay. She goes, don't tell him I said that. Don't tell him I said that.
Yeah, you don't get a big head.
So Lindsay told me that. And Leah's breaking out on her forehead. And so I literally I said, Leah, you should try my skin routine. Because she does all that crap, all the lotions and all that garbage that Lindsay does too, that throws money away.
That's what girls do.
It's a waste of money.
Girls do that.
I'm like, it's a waste of money. It's clearly not working.
I think it's called self-care.
I think it's called stupid. I think it's called wasting money. So I said to Leah, I waited like
you
a day.
You are going to be getting in trouble
and I
for
said
this.
to Leah, I go, Leah, I said, you're kind of breaking out up here. I was like, you should try my skin routine. And she was like, what? And I was like, she's like, you don't have a skin routine. I said, exactly. Now, here's the thing. I get in the sauna now every morning, right, for 20 minutes.
Yeah.
I come out. I'm sweating gravy. I get right in the pool, and here we go. Wipe the arm once, wipe the other arm once, wipe the chest, put the salt water in my head, wipe my face. I'm good.
So no shampoo, no soap.
No.
You use like essential oils or something?
I have used. I used to use lavender in the beginning, but I don't have to use that anymore either. I mean, it's rock and roll, baby. I mean, I would recommend now. Listen, Russ,
I don't know if I'm buying all this. I don't know if this is. Are you like speaking the truth here?
Lindsay could affirm this for sure. Now we have discussed in our workout group this many of times, and Russ Tanner has given it a try, and not everybody's a fan of Russ Tanner giving it a try. The smelling is ungood. Like, I do not want to throw Russ Tanner. And Shelly Tanner is a loyal listener to Family Goals. We appreciate you, Shelly. But
thank you, Shelly.
Shelly can probably affirm that on the other side, that Russ will come in the weight room sometimes, and if we're doing like lat pulls, we're like, "Whoo, all right, bro, safest." Like, let's not do that.
Yeah. So your shower is jumping in the pool.
Yeah.
That's how you get clean. Which is
fine, right?
So chlorine or salt water.
Salt water
is better than chlorine.
Yeah. That counts, right?
What about fixing your hair? Like what's going on with the hair? Are you doing gel or you just?
For those that are listening and not watching, like you just run your hand through it and it stands up and sits down. Like I'll occasionally have like the real big alfalfa that you just put a little water on it and it's Wesley's cracking up in the background, by the way. It takes a lot to make Wes laugh a lot, but
I'm like 2 showers a day. I'm like two showers a
That's
day.
Aggressive.
Get one in the morning.
No, but wait,
one in the morning to wake up.
Do you soap both times?
Oh yeah, soap, shampoo.
Like that can't be good for you.
Yeah. Maybe that's why I'm getting a little spot on top.
Spot? It's bigger than a spot.
My kids tell me it's a spot. I'm not like investigating it.
It's a cul-de-sac.
It's a cul-de-sac.
It's growing, but that's okay. It happens.
I don't think so.
You don't think so?
I don't think it's a cul-de-sac.
No, it's not. It's pretty good, especially for your age.
I thought this was pretty funny. There's a guy in my discipleship group. He called it a cat's butt.
A cat's butt?
It said it looked like a cat's butt.
I'm not sure how to take that.
Like, I didn't take
Is that
it,
a compliment or is
no,
that
I didn't take it well, but I thought it was funny.
I didn't take it well. It didn't make me excited.
But it makes sense, you know. So it's not quite the cul-de-sac that you're calling it. So I'm so excited, man.
Why?
Because Brian Kelly is no longer employed at LSU. And God has been answering all of my prayers this year. And that was like one of the main ones that was really up there that hadn't been answered yet. And I've been telling you for weeks now how bad LSU is and how bad Brian Kelly is, and you wouldn't listen to me.
Okay, so
you still had him in your top 10.
Well, no, I didn't. I haven't had him in the top 10 in a long time. So you're praying on Brian Kelly's downfall. I don't think that's a good thing.
Well, I'm praying on LSU's rising up.
Okay, so
praying
you're saying he needs to go away so y'all can rise up.
Yes, we've got the players. Like if you take the Vanderbilt game, you could have switched the 2 coaches.
And you think it would have mattered?
Yeah. If you would have taken Brian Kelly and given him to Vanderbilt, and who's the coach at
Clark Lee.
Take Clark Lee.
You think it would have changed it?
Yeah, we would have won the game.
What if you put Diego Pavia on your team?
With Brian Kelly,
I feel like
we would have lost if Brian Kelly was coaching.
Oh boy, I feel bad. I feel bad for Brian Kelly because everybody's dumping on him.
Well, he deserves it. That guy. I mean, he.
So why okay, before we get into this beautiful message, and we're going to uplift people and hopefully make people feel better, why do you dislike him so much? Why are you such a bad? Why are you cheering against Brian Kelly?
Because
so
he's
much?
always throwing the players under the bus. Like he's
Okay.
always blaming them instead of taking responsibility. Like every coach knows, like if you win, it's the players, and if you lose, it's the coach. Like, but he's the exact opposite. Like if he wins, it's him, and if we lose, it's the players.
So it's the personality.
Yeah, the personality.
You're not a
for
fan.
sure. No.
Okay, I get that.
I mean, are you a Brian Kelly fan?
Not of his personality, but I can agree he's a good coach. Now the whole fit has been weird, like from the beginning with the Southern accent to the, he hung around like in bowl practices and literally didn't retain so many people, didn't even talk to him, didn't give him a chance, fire your strength coach. Like you kind of wanted to do your own thing. One thing Brian Kelly's always done a good job of as a head coach is hire great assistants, and he lost his great assistants. Den Brock goes to Notre Dame. Like Bob Diaco leaves. Like, I think there was something about this place, this move, this Brian Kelly that wasn't normal. It wasn't a good fit. It wasn't a good fit for him. But I mean, I don't cheer against coaches.
No, I wasn't cheering against him.
No, you were clearly cheering against him. You made that very clear to start the show. Yeah.
It was weird. It was a weird situation. I can't ever pull against LSU, but I knew if LSU lost, which I knew we were going to lose, like that he was going to get fired. So it was one of those like,
if he loses, so be it.
Yeah, if he loses, so be it, and you reap what you sow. And so anyway,
you reap what you sow. All right. Well, $50 million for him to go away.
Oh, I know. That's crazy. It's stupid.
So did Brian Kelly really lose? The answer is no.
No.
He won. So.
Oh, my goodness.
All right.
Yeah.
Let's talk about something more important than Brian Kelly. How about that? Especially with your hatred. You need to pray for your hatred for Brian Kelly.
I don't hate the man.
Wes is shaking his head.
Wes over there shaking his head.
You should not cheer for other folks to not succeed. That should not be a part of your life.
I wanted him to succeed.
No, you very clearly did not want him to succeed. You just said you didn't know how to cheer for Brian or LSU because if they lost, you were going to be happy because you wanted Brian Kelly to go away. That is the definition of cheering for him not to succeed.
Call it what you may, but I mean, I was wanting us to make the playoffs and do good this year and have a great season, but
that's over.
It wasn't in the cards.
What in the cards?
So
moving right along.
All right, moving right along. Since you're the expert in college football, I'm just the fan.
I like the fans.
I'm just the LSU fan.
LSU fan.
I'm a true fan.
True fan. I like that. I appreciate that.
I'm a true fan.
I like true fans.
So you want to talk about gambling?
I do. I think it's a really good topic that I think I sat down with 6 buddies today, literally.
Okay. I was going to ask you what led you to want to talk about this.
There's 2 things. One, honestly, just like it's something that's going on in my life right now, and you know how we do. We share, like we're going to share. So we got offered, Wes and I and Brent, like at the podcast, we got offered a very big sum of money to be a podcast presented by X, which was a gambling company, and when you have to make that decision, like it's amazing how fast you start to like compromise in your head, because it was like well into the 6 figures, like crazy money. And
which is what you're hoping for.
I mean, that's
with
what
the
you're trying to build. Yeah,
yeah.
It's like you're trying to get bigger and get those kind of numbers. It's a blessing. It feeds your family, like everything about it. Well, I got offered. I'm like, man, I don't do gambling, so I'm not going to do gambling. And then immediately I go, okay, well, what if Brent reads the gambling? And Lindsay was like, it's your show. And Wes was very upfront, like that's what you stand for. You don't need to do it. Like, so it was good accountability on their part, but I just thought it was interesting when you get confronted with that and like how you handle it. And my thing is, okay, how do we talk about this? And like, is it bad? Because I have a ton of people in my life, sat down with 5 of them today, and that are believers, that are strong believers, that they feel a certain type of way about it. I feel a different way about it. Some of them feel the same way, but it was a very healthy conversation. So I think it's important for you to say, what does the Bible say about it? Like, how do we take this on as a believer? And what are your opinions on it? And what do you think gambling does? Because I don't think you stop and think about it. Until I got confronted with this issue, I didn't stop and think about it for a long, extended period of time. And now, like, it's really cool to get some wisdom from God and to get some wisdom, period, that I think is just beneficial for everybody. So that's where it came from.
Well, I think too, when you can believe something, think about something, but the rubber doesn't meet the road until you're presented with a six figures, and it's like, well, is this a conviction, or is this just something I'm saying? Yeah. And I think that's where we've got to fall with gambling, alcohol. I mean, there are a lot of things that the Bible people would say are gray areas, and what's interesting to me is things that used to be gray areas 20 years ago
aren't as gray today.
Aren't as gray. Like this younger kids growing up. I did a message 20 years ago at Graystone, like, can Christians have tattoos? And like 20 years ago, that was a pretty hot topic. And now it doesn't seem to be so much
everybody got tattoos.
A hot topic, like everybody has a tattoo. And I think it's the same with the gambling is becoming that, because, and I know you're always harping on the phones.
Yeah.
But the phones, I mean, before, if you wanted to gamble, you'd have to go to Vegas, or you'd have to
find an illegal bookie.
Find some illegal bookie. Now you would have got 1,000 bookies in your pocket. Like that was,
well, it's just like it's
$5.
What's the worst thing that happened to your wives when it comes to shopping? Amazon.
Yeah, I mean,
because it's in your pocket. Like they used to have to go get in the car and drive, and now it's like mother freaker.
Yeah.
Right? Like crap.
It's like impulse buying.
They can get it where they want to. They don't even have to leave, which is not good, because the act of doing that will deter a lot of people from purchasing. So I do think
So really the question is, should Christians gamble?
I'm curious
should anyone gamble?
Okay. So do you want to talk first, or you want me to talk first?
No, I want you to talk. I mean, I got all kind of notes, but I really like to see where you're going. I didn't know what angle you were going to take.
Correct. And we don't talk about this before the show, which I like. Okay. So here's where I fall on this, and I'm not condemning anyone. Okay. Like, you have the choice to do this. It's legal. So you do you. I'm just saying, like, why is this something that bothers me? Like, why is this something? So Woody Hayes, who's a great coach at Ohio State, he used to say that there's three things that can happen when you pass the football. Two of them are bad. So they didn't pass the football a lot. Obviously, times have changed with that. You can throw an incompletion, you can throw an interception, you can get a completion, right? Like three things. When you gamble, like, just to use that analogy, I think three things can happen. One, you can win. Two, you can lose. Three, you can get addicted. And I would argue that when you win, you're going to bet again. So it's going to be you're going to lose at some point anyways. If you keep betting, you're going to lose. You agree?
Mm-hmm.
Like,
yeah.
So
for sure,
there's a reason.
I mean, the odds. I mean, there's
and Wes had some great numbers too that we can talk about as well. But like, there's a reason that in the middle of the desert there is the biggest Taj Mahal of gambling you've ever seen in your life. Like, right? Like there's a reason for it. So, what good comes out of gambling? Is it something where I can find good? I don't see that. I don't see how that makes me better relationally. I don't see how that makes me better as a person, as a husband, as a father. Like, I don't see how that helps in any way, shape, or form. Now, people will say the same thing about alcohol. Like, it's again why I don't drink alcohol either. But here's the difference where I fall in and where gambling goes into a different picture than me. Alcohol's different. Everything else is different. In order to win in gambling, someone else has to lose. That's my holdup. That's my problem, because that is very unbiblical. Like, Jesus was very clear on how we treat others and how we're supposed to respect people and love people. When I win a bet, say we're watching the Packers and the Cowboys, and I bet the Packers and you bet the Cowboys. The Packers win, the Cowboys lose. I win because you lose. Your money goes to me, basically. Now it goes through a bookie, whatever. Like, it goes through somewhere else, but that person's in business because it's taking a cut of all the action, and it's just sending your money to me and making money. Mm-hmm. So, like, I'm directly winning because of someone else's loss. That's where that part to me is the biggest hang up in my brain of why I can now go gamble. I don't.
So this is more of from your perspective, it's the love your neighbor aspect, that you're not truly loving your neighbor by gambling, because then
I'm hurting my neighbor.
You're either hurting yourself or you're hurting that person.
And so if I do that on my show, I'm helping promote gambling. Mm-hmm. And so what if I do that on my show and somebody starts gambling because I gave them, and here's another thing too, like these hooks that they set in these kids, like Nicholas came to me and said, DraftKings, my buddies are all on DraftKings. I was like, cool. He's like, can I do it? I was like, no. He's like, why not? I was like, it's against the law. You're not old enough to do it. First. Second of all, I would advise you strongly not to do it. He was like, well, if Lamar Jackson throws for 1 yard, I win $50. And I was like, that you have to now gamble. They don't give you the money. What they're doing is setting that hook right in your gill and pulling you. And now, like, you have to bet again. And guess what happens when you bet again, buddy? You eventually lose. Like, they don't have those nice chandeliers for no reason, like those nice hotel rooms. So the fact that now we're indoctrinated into this and they're getting kids and it's legalized almost everywhere and it's on television all the time and it's promoted, like these TV companies now, some of them have their own books now. Like, so they're doing shows that help them, that make them rich by knowing that it's a downfall to you.
Yeah, like before every football game now, they're giving you the best betting odds. They're suggesting what you should bet on. Like, what is your best betting odds?
That used to be faux pas when I was on television. Mm-hmm. Like before I got fired, like we weren't allowed to talk about that stuff because we knew there was ramifications. And I think why this is on my spirit a lot too is the NBA stuff too. Mm-hmm. Like there's gonna be things that are taking advantage.
Which by the way, Jennifer has always said the NBA is rigged, and so she's like, the point has been proven. She's like, I told you it was rigged.
Wes is amen,
and it's
amen
all like supposedly just the beginnings. I mean, it's all about to come out.
Yeah, and while they were talking about the bet on ESPN, did you see that? While they're talking about the scandal with Chauncey Billups and company, while Mike Greenberg was talking about it, the ESPN Bets logo was in the bottom right. And as they're talking about it, they took it off and then finished the conversation. Like, so it's just...
Well, that's about hypocrisy.
Yeah, and
right?
So here's something Wes just sent me. 4% are profitable, according to a recent study of 700,000 online gamblers from 2019 to 23. Of 700,000, 4% have been successful or profitable.
Wow.
So, like, again, I'm not telling you what to believe. And here comes the debates. And that's what, first of all, I love for you to give us some thoughts of your own, because I'm talking a lot. But then I want to do some of the conversations that I had with my buddies today and some of the things they said to address what I just said and to combat the other side. Because that's what they did. They immediately started throwing things my way. Yeah. And I loved it because it wasn't...
you like playing devil's advocate.
No, but like I like healthy debate. Like that's a part of life. Like I'm not right at everything in this world. Newsflash. Now I might think I am. I'm right more. I think I'm right more than I'm not. But there's a lot of times when you talk to someone, you're like, that's a really good point. Like I didn't think about that. And so we had some of those questions that I think I want to throw out some of those questions so you can hear them and then think about it. And then if other people had questions too, that'd be great. But like I want you to go first. I keep telling you guys about Brave Books, man. There's a reason. They fit our character. They fit with faith, grit, strong character, and they do a really good job, man. If you subscribe today, you'll get the Won't Quit Kid book. That's the one I wrote, so you'll probably want to throw that one away. But it's a free gift to you, a new book every single month, free access to their brand new streaming platform. And if you don't want to subscribe, it's all good. You can still get 20% off your first order with the Family Goals code. That's a free book with a subscription. A 20% off if you just want to try it out. But just go to bravebooks.com/family goals. Use the code family goals. Start building connection with your family in the house with your kids, one story at a time.
Yeah, it's interesting because after we had this conversation this evening, I went by the golf course. I was going to hit some golf balls, and there's an older gentleman up there that I befriended. And no one was at the golf course. It's like raining. So I just made the comment to him. I said, "Do you ever bet on the golf course?" And I could kind of tell he kind of hesitated when I asked that question. And I said, "Well, the reason I'm asking is I'm about to do this podcast," and I was telling him about our podcast, and we're going to talk about this whole topic of gambling. And he said, "Well, let me show you something." And he went and pulled out of his bag. It was a gold coin with a 14 Roman numeral on it from Gamblers Anonymous. He said, they gave me this coin last night because I'm 14 years of being clean from gambling.
How about that? That's
and
the guy you talked to. That's amazing.
Tonight, just a
now.
couple hours ago.
Yeah.
And so I'm not going to mention your name, but what's your story? I mean, what happened? Why did you quit gambling? Like he said, because I went broke. He said I lost everything, and he said that's one reason why I'm working here. I mean, this is like a guy in his 70s. He's like, that's one of the reasons I'm working here at the golf course, because I went completely broke. He said my wife didn't even know I was doing it, but when I told her about it and found out about it, I went to the Gamblers Anonymous, and he was saying, it just started off. He would go to the casino on business trips or whatever, and he said what they did was they would give him a card, and you put this card in. I haven't been to the casino. I don't apparently get this card, and you win these points, and you get these rewards.
Yeah.
And then they invite you to come back,
and they'll give you like a free stay.
And so many.
It's called some kind of like
so many points, like reward points. And so he said that.
Basically, they want to get because they want you to come for free. They'll give you the rooms and the bed and the food a lot of times because they know you'll lose so much money playing.
Yeah, and so then he said he didn't. He had this long story, but he ended up going on this trip with his buddy, and he hadn't been in like 3.5 years. And he does the slot machine, in the first pull, he wins $12,000.
Holy cow!
And he's just like, he said the feeling when they were putting
1,200 hundo in my hand.
Yeah. $100 bills. And then he said while he was waiting on them to bring the money, he hit 1,200, 1,200, and 1,200 and 3 other slots.
Broski.
And he thinks something had to do with the algorithm of, hey, I'm not going to mention his name. Here he comes. He hadn't been in 3.5 years. Let's give him that hook. And after that, he said he was just addicted to it. And it got to the point where he was going to gas stations and doing slot to the point where he had no money left. And he was telling me he was broken over it. He was telling me his whole story. And he said not everyone has this addictive personality, and he knew the percentage of how many. He said not everyone's like me, but I have that. And he was talking about a lot of his friends, a lot of people he talked to at the Gamblers Anonymous. There's crossover with Alcoholics Anonymous, drugs.
Because you're addicted. You have an addictive personality that you're going to be.
You feel like you have an addictive personality?
1,000,000%.
I mean, I have an addictive personality.
Really?
Yes. I mean, that's why
I wouldn't have. That's why you love those chocolate blueberries?
I mean, I can't eat one.
Yeah, that's true.
But we both have that. I mean, people have that drive. They have that personality.
So not everybody has that. But the problem with this is some people do. Right. So like that unlocked something in him that wasn't good. Mm-hmm. So like you don't really know. Now, listen, I've lived long enough on this earth. Like there's a reason your boy doesn't gamble. There's a reason I don't drink. I don't have the off switch. Like if I do it, I'm going to do it. Right. Like if I'm going to work out, I'm going to work out.
Yeah, you're going to give it all.
I'm going to be the biggest loser at it actually, because you're going to lose at it. But like, so obviously understand personalities are different. People are different. Not everybody's created equally, but I come back to, can you tell me the good? Mm-hmm. And so, do you want to go where my conversation led, or do you want to?
I mean, I can share some Bible verses if you want to, or we can go with the comment. There's tons and tons.
This is probably going to be a part 2. Like this will probably be a 2-part episode because
part.
This is an interesting one, and it's very topical because of the NBA and what's going on and.
Yeah, and everything.
Everything.
Everything. What's funny is like even with fantasy football, you can get addicted. You get addicted to it. And we play fantasy. We have no money involved in it. But
but I think that's where it kind of starts though, right? Like
it's kind of you think and it's so interesting. Like sometimes I'll do I think I know who's going to win this. So if I would have put $100 on it, what would have happened?
Yeah.
And most of the time I lose.
Yes.
Like you think
it's crazy.
You can't figure this thing out. Which
I'm
crazy.
I'm a quote unquote expert at, football.
Sure.
And it's crazy because they know how, they have the formula and they know how this works and they just know how to set it. And it's just amazing how consistent they are. It's nuts.
Crazy. I'll tell Jennifer that all the time. Like the spread was this, and look what the score of the game was.
It's crazy.
Like it's so. And then Van Pelt SVP has his
bad beats
that
funny.
he talks about, and people freaking out. Well, First Timothy 6:10, and this can be the Tony Financial
scripture
of the week.
We appreciate Tony Financial, partner with him, the Kingdom Finances.
Which is a great episode for him.
This is perfect for him.
Being a good steward of your resources.
Absolutely.
Because to me, that's where I'm going to end up going with all of this, is God has entrusted us to be good stewards of our resources. But this verse, to me, is probably the most popular that people would think of is 1 Timothy 6:10. It says, "For the love of money is the root of all evil." And so, I mean, betting in and of itself, this unhealthy desire for wealth leads to sin, including compulsive behavior,
And I hear you out there right now in the car. I hear you. Well, it's not unhealthy. That's because that's what the first thing is going to do is going to be like, well, it's not unhealthy. Like I'm not trying to get rich. It's entertainment. Like that's where a large part of the conversation goes to. Like I'm just entertaining myself.
And I think it does. I mean, each person has to develop their own convictions. And so I think you have a strong conviction. I have a strong conviction. But other people, they have to develop their own convictions. You base your convictions on what the Bible says. And so I think I've not heard people make the argument, well, I'm going to go to the casino. I've got $200 or $500 or whatever. Which interesting with my friend I was talking tonight. First started off with 200, and then he came home with like 300. Well, then the next time he takes 500, loses it all, and then he maxes out his credit card to get more cash, and then he's paying debt on interest on that, and then it just snowballed. But for the love of money is the root of all kinds of evil, and so money in and of itself is not bad. It's just a tool. And God can use money for good, obviously, but it's the love of money is the root of evil.
And that's not just gambling. That's your life.
That's everything.
That's everything. Like there's a lot of us that and listen, I'm in this category. Like I feel like I need to make more money. I need to make more money. And a lot of times I complicate my schedule and my life and I prioritize that over things that I should be prioritizing. Mm-hmm. And that's for a love of having things and doing things. Like it's a lot of times it's the easy thing to do. The easy thing to do is to go chase more, to go make more. Like that's acceptable, right? My wife's not going to get mad at me. I'm trying to make more money for the family. Well, there's also that line where how much is enough? Like you paid your bills, you got this. Like, but if I'm always looking for the next vehicle, the next house, the next, like, that's probably something that we need to check with ourselves. Is like, why are we trying to make money to go one up the next thing?
That's an even bigger topic. Yeah. So here's an interesting verse that I think ties more directly with gambling. Proverbs 13:11. Wealth from get-rich-quick schemes quickly disappears. Wealth from hard work grows over time. So it's the biblical basis of working.
Read it again.
It's Proverbs 13:11. Wealth from get-rich-quick schemes quickly disappears. Wealth from hard work grows over time.
Would get rich quick not be gambling?
I mean, that is the definition.
I would say that's the definition.
That's the whole idea of. That's the point, right? People are trying to gamble so they can get money quicker.
What's the translation for that? Which version did you use?
I think that's NLT.
NLT.
That's the New Living Translation.
Okay. So that's I think that's important because that's the first thing when I sat down with people is always when I've talked to them about it was what verses are you using? Like how do you and I was with good enough people that I know them well enough where I'm like, listen, I'm just asking. I'm asking questions because I think the dialogue is the healthy part.
Yeah, so Dave Ramsey, he has the Financial Peace show, and I heard him say recently that so many of his calls every day are now on gambling because of the sports betting, and basically young kids, 20s. Teenagers, 20-something, colleges, are getting into debt big time over the gambling. I'm sure it's not just the younger
It doesn't seem
teenagers.
real, you know. It's at the fingertips.
What's on your phone is $5, $5, and then to your point, the whole hook.
So
So
here's something one of my buddies said, and I'd just be interested to hear.
yeah, let's do that. You do
Okay.
something, then I'll do a verse, then you do another one.
So
Yeah, this is interesting. Y'all just got together and had this conversation.
yeah, it was really good. One of my buddies said, "What's the difference in that and me going to a movie and dinner with my family or with buddies and entertaining myself for 45 minutes? It's or for 4 hours. I spent $60 tonight. Like, it's entertainment. It entertained me."
Yeah, and I think that's the argument people make, and that's what I was going with my friend. First it was $200. Well, I'm gonna do $200 of entertainment, so it'd be kind of like taking our family to Six Flags for the day. It's just entertainment.
But here's my thing. Okay, if
bad can come from dinner and a movie?
well, if the projector didn't work, what would happen at the movie theater?
Not get to see the movie.
They'd refund your money.
Yeah.
But like, there's nobody that's losing. You're paying for the movie. You get to watch the movie, right? There's nobody losing from that. Mm-hmm. When you bet and gamble, someone's losing. Like, someone lost for you to win. So it's still not the same thing. Like, it doesn't equate. Like, yeah, I understand what you're saying. I'm entertained. I'm just betting to be entertained. Yes, you're betting to be entertained. I get it. And you might not have a problem, but because you won, someone else also lost. Mm-hmm. So it's just something to think about. I say that was, kind of my defense. I get it, but if it doesn't work, you get your money back. But again, and then another one they use is sports. Like, okay, someone loses in sports. And I said, okay, well, Cowboys and Packers playing again. Cowboys are going to get their paycheck whether they win or lose. Packers are going to get their paycheck whether they win or lose. Mm-hmm. I'm not taking something from them. Yeah. Like, again, if I bet and you bet and one of us loses, like, I'm taking something from you. Mm-hmm. Does that make sense?
Oh yeah.
Like, that's the easiest way for me to like equate it in my small brain.
Probably the thing that no one else thinks about. Well, someone's losing.
My brain is weird. I mean, it's weird, but like,
you're right, because even when you said you want to talk about it, in my mind, I'm thinking there's no telling what direction he's
100%.
going.
Because again, when you get slapped in the face with that and you have to quickly explain yourself, like I had to explain myself because like I said, I was justifying it 1,000%. I'm like, I mean,
it's so easy we can justify what we want, what we do.
I'm like, I could tie 20% with this money. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, forget 10%. Like, I could give 20% of this away to God. Like, immediately, man, it's amazing how big of a piece of crap I am. Like, I immediately was like, I'm going to justify this. This will pay bills. Like, this is such a blessing. And it's like, and that's why I love, man, having people in my life that like Wes and Lindsay. Like, they're like, no, like, that doesn't make any sense. Like, there was never even a conversation about like compromising, which is awesome.
Yeah.
But then when you, again, thinking about it more, you're like, all right, why do I really not like this? Why is this really a problem? And then you get to the crux of it.
Well, the other thing, like I was looked at some crime caused by gambling, theft, suicide, embezzlement, fraud, debt and bankruptcy, domestic violence, money laundering. Like, these are, when you're gambling and you are supporting you're supporting this industry that causes all of these bad things to happen to people. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, you're contributing to it.
Yeah.
And so as Christians, we want to be good stewards of our resources. And so God, we want to store up our treasures in heaven, not on earth, but in heaven. So, I mean, that would be another biblical principle.
That is an outcome. Like, that is an outcome that has to happen when people get desperate and people are there, like, they have to go do other things. And you might say, I didn't cause that. That's their fault. They did that. Well, again, you won, so they lost. Because if you took 51 people, Pastor Jay, if we took 51 people we know, and 50 of them said, I'm not going to gamble, and one said they did, there's no business. Mm-hmm. There's no business.
Yeah.
There's only one person. One person gambling doesn't win. There's nothing to win. There's no other side. Like, they need both sides. They need you to bet as much as possible on both sides, right? So, like, that's not the case. So, my hope we share this is to be able to explain to people like I didn't really think my way through it until now. So like hopefully explain maybe some thought processes. You want to hear another one that I got the most? Or do you have another verse?
Let me tell you this. I was talking to one of our good friends earlier.
When did you get friends?
You're a good friend with this person too. He's a financial planner, manages money well.
Jamie Tony, thank you.
Yeah.
Tony Finance.
He said the lottery is a poor person's tax. Mostly lower income people play the lottery. Rich people do not regularly play the lottery.
Okay. There's another part of it. The lottery, that's gambling.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
Okay, I mean, but like,
yeah.
I think a lot of people associate that like that's not gambling. Like that's, and my buddy today brought up an interesting point. He said, "What about bingo?" He goes, "Would you support bingo?"
It's gambling.
And I was like, what do you mean? I said, I don't even know. That's something old people do. I was like, they pay money to do that? It's like you put up a certain amount of money and you go, and when your balls hit, that sounds weird. When your balls hit, whatever, you win money. And I was like, well, then that's the same thing for me. That's gambling. Like it's the same. It's the same premise. It's just things I didn't think about.
The argument you could make that's going to charity, which I guess the Catholic Church. That's how the Catholic Church.
Yeah, is that what they do?
Yeah, they make
scholarship
money.
people
so
off of
like it could be going towards.
But that makes sense.
That
makes sense to like that makes more sense to me. It's charity. If you're giving, if you know you're giving to charity, like
well, that's what. So like let's just say at the Pollack Foundation golf tournament, if you did a 50-50
raffle,
well, that would be gambling, but the money is going to charity.
Yeah.
So I think you could. I think you could justify that.
That's what immediately started happening at our table today.
Kind of the justifying
at our table. It was defending yourself.
Yeah,
it was because several of them well enough to know like they gamble, but it's like defending yourself and this. But what about this? But what about this? So how about this? One of my buddies, he said, okay, you and your buddy are up for a promotion. You get the promotion. What's the difference in that and gambling? I got it. So I got the promotion. You didn't get the promotion. I make the money. You lost out.
I think the difference is you got the promotion because you've been rewarded for your hard work, and it's biblical to work. You're glorifying God with your work.
And that's a great answer. But here's my answer. And here's like, I didn't take anything from them. They still have a job. They're still making money. I didn't benefit from them. I got the job. I got promoted, but they still have their job. They still have what they had. They still have what they've earned. I didn't take something away from them. They still have
an opportunity to get promoted and
like
get a bonus.
But I thought it was a great point by him. Like I thought it was an awesome point because it made me think, okay, yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Like it's the same thing because we're going head to head and he lost, but at the same time, I'm not benefiting from them. I'm not benefiting from them losing. They didn't lose anything. And it's like, well, what? They lost the promotion. I said, they didn't have the promotion. You can't lose something you don't have, right? Like I don't have it. I can't lose it. If it's mine, I can lose it. If I'm battling for something, I didn't, you know what I'm saying? I didn't lose it. So that was my response to that. But I thought it was a great question. Like
that's a good argument.
Well, and that's the fun part to me about this. So
did you get together with these guys because you were wanting to just talk more about this because you were struggling with it?
We went to we had some business stuff that we went to, but we went to a coffee shop and I was itching to ask.
All this was on your
I was itching to ask the questions.
It's yeah. And has someone gotten rich through gambling?
Yeah, of course.
I mean, I'm sure there's
very few stories that are positive, but I bet you there's a million. Obviously, the numbers showed it. Like Wes told us the numbers, 4%.
Yeah.
Like, and that's 4% that had some kind of earnings. That doesn't mean it was big.
Yeah.
Right. Like that was.
I remember back in the day, the World Series of Poker.
Yeah.
And that the $1 million prize, and a lot of people got into like playing poker and trying to get rich that way, get rich quick scheme. So lots of good stuff. I mean, I think for me, so let's just go to the entertainment argument.
Yeah.
So let's just say you got $200 per entertainment, and so you're going to go gamble the money. And wouldn't it be better to take that $200 and give it to some poor person? Like
I think that's what could you have done with your money?
Yeah, like
you could have made a bigger difference and an impact, but that's
I mean, I think having that kingdom mindset of, hey, we're living for the kingdom, we're investing in the kingdom, we're storing up treasures in heaven. God's entrusted me with this money. I mean, what if the church, what if we took, part of our budget and said, hey, let's just have a little entertainment fund over here as part of the church budget, and let's just go gamble it, just for fun.
Let's do it.
But people are probably out. Well, that's the church's money. You can't be gambling the church's money. But how is your money any different? You know what I mean? So
I think we covered it though.
Yeah, I think that was. I mean, we're kind of on the same.
I think that was good though. And again,
page.
We're not telling you what to do. But
I think each person's got to. I mean, eventually God's going to say, it's like the parable of the talents. Have we been good stewards of the resources that God has entrusted to us? And if someone wants to have a little fun, I mean, they've got to decide how they're going to have that fun, how they're going to be entertained.
And I think in the end, like, what's your prism, what's your lens, and that's
so the guys you're talking to are not people that are struggling financially.
No, they're all very well off. So again,
it's not like they're going to lose.
They're not going to lose their life savings.
The mortgage.
And listen, they know how to do it. They know how to do it.
They're doing it in a mature
way. That's like the best. But here's where we'll stop and we'll leave you with this. Like, I get that there is a mature way. It can be entertainment, like, and you can learn to manage it. But like, with your life, what's your purpose? What is your common thread? What is something that like you want to be known for? You want to do? Do you want to be somebody that influences people in the right way and that glorifies God with everything they do? And that's my new prism. I've failed at that miserably throughout my life, but like everything I do, I want to hold it to a high standard of does this glorify God? The way I talk, the way I act, what I do with my money, what I do with whatever I'm out entertainment wise, like whatever that looks like. I just like my prism has changed throughout my life. I haven't always been great at it, but like everything I do, I really want it to be a positive influence on the kingdom. I don't want anybody to stumble because of what I've done. And
that's the same. That's what I tell people about the drinking. I might be able to handle drinking. I don't think I can, but even if I could, and someone else sees me drinking, and there's someone from our Celebrate Recovery ministry or one of our teenagers, and they can't handle it, I would not want to cause them to stumble because they say, well, I saw Pastor Jay drinking. Mm-hmm. I think it's the same. So this is an interesting verse. 1 Corinthians 6:12 says, everything is permissible for me, but not everything is beneficial. And just because something is permissible,
legal, allowed, socially
that's
accepted.
Where I was going with it. Just because it's legal, so this would be the same with marijuana. I mean, if marijuana becomes legal in all of our states,
it's legal in most of them, isn't it?
Is it beneficial? Should you smoke? Is it right to do it just because it's legal?
No. Yeah. Those are personal convictions for sure.
But yeah, it's all it's
But anyways, just think about it. Think about those things. I wish there was a way we could get like all the questions and stuff like that. If you got questions, you can reach out to us. But especially because all 12 people that listen are probably our family members or church members. So y'all just shoot us a text if you have any questions. But just consider those things about gambling and possibly like what you let your kids do. Because I know we have a lot of parents that listen. So like before you let your kids get into something like this, especially when they're not the least bit, like you talk about their frontal lobe being developed.
Yeah.
Like, holy cow. Like it ain't at 18. It dang sure ain't at 18. So you might want to wait a little bit of time.